Hey guys, and welcome to another HitFilm tutorial. Today we're going to be showing you how to add realistic camera movement or camera shake to a static shot. It's easiest to work with a visual effects shot when the camera isn't moving. This means you can minimize on things like masking and tracking, and you can focus on making the shot itself really good. What we're going to do is we're going to take the natural camera movement from one shot and apply it to another. Here's Josh to show you how.
Today we're going to show you how to take the camera motion from this clip, which as you can see is handheld and moving around quite a bit and then suddenly zooms in, and apply it to this other clip of Kirstie where she's standing looking around the office and then suddenly looks quite shocked. First of all, we need to import these clips, and we do that by simply double-clicking on the media panel and selecting the two clips to open them. Now we're going to take the camera motion clip and make a composite shot of it by right-clicking on it. We're going to change the name so we don't get muddled up, just add comp on the end. And now we're going to look at the motion of this clip. What we want to do is track that motion, so we'll expand the clip, go to Tracks, and click the plus button. This has created a single point track, but this will only capture X and Y values. We want the rotation and scale as well, so I'm going to change it to a double point track. Now we have the 2 points. They're a little bit fiddly, so I'm going to zoom in. The red box is the feature box. This is what the software is going to look for, and it's going to look for it within the green box. And you need something with a fair amount of contrast, something that's easy to see. So I'm going to move this one down to the bottom here, where there's quite a lot of difference. Make it a little bit bigger, and make the search area even bigger, because we have quite a lot of movement in the shot. And then I'm going to do the same here, another edge where there's a lot of contrast, and make that search area big again. And then we just need to press the track forward button and hope that HitFilm does the magic for us. Now, if you were trying to track something to stick onto a wall or to stick onto someone's face, you would want a very, very accurate track. But luckily, in this case, because you're never going to see this original footage side by side with the new shot we're making, the track doesn't have to be all that accurate. It just needs to represent the data, which is the motion of the camera. So now we're finished. HitFilm's done a brilliant job here. And now we need to apply this data to something. So we're going to make a point here by going New Layer, and then we're going to make a point, and we'll call this Camera Track. Now we go back to the tracker itself, which has only X and Y values, but let's click Rotation and Scale so we transfer those as well. And under Layer, let's select the camera track itself and click Apply. Now if we go back to the viewer and click on the camera track itself, you can see this is very well stuck in the corner of that wall. Now, other things that you won't notice from just looking there is if you go to the scale, you can see this is actually going up and down, as is the rotation, and as we zoom in, it doubles, which is fantastic. This means that whatever we apply this to is going to double in size. So let's go back to our media, click on the Kirstie clip, which you will actually notice is 4K. If you can get a 4K clip here, or something higher resolution than your expected output, say HD, then this is going to retain the quality even when you zoom in or massively move around inside the frame. If you can't do that, you've only got HD footage and you want an HD output, if you're doing something that's handheld and moving around a lot, you're probably not going to tell. So for this comp I'm creating from the Kirstie clip, I'm going to actually reduce the resolution down to HD, which gives us loads and loads of scope for moving around. Now we're going to go back to our camera motion comp, copy that camera track, and then paste it into our clip with Kirstie. Now all we need to do is parent it by using this drop down to the camera track. And there you have it. The data for the camera movement, the zoom and the rotation and the position is now all affecting that clip of Kirstie. But hang on, this isn't the framing we want. We don't just want Kirstie's hand in the clip. This is where we can actually do some animation within this comp to rectify these kind of issues. So let's go to where the camera is most zoomed in, and then we're going to reposition Kirstie. So we move it to the left, we move it down a bit. This is the shocking final shot that we want, absolutely. But then we need to actually look around the rest of the clip. I'm going to add a keyframe here for position and scale, but I'm going to animate the rest of the clip. So now when we move back to when the camera zoomed out, first of all, I actually want to increase the amount that we zoom out here. And also the positioning isn't very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the scale of Kirstie at this point down to 70%. And then I'm going to reposition her, leaving loads of gap around the edges if possible, so that when this handheld shot is moving around, it doesn't move out of frame. So there we go, it zooms in doubly dramatically now, but something's not quite right, and that's because I haven't added motion blur. There's no motion blur in this clip of Kirstie because it wasn't moving. So by adding this track on and creating this movement, we definitely need to add motion blur to make for a realistic result. And actually I've been quite lucky here. If I go all the way back through the clip, it stays within frame the entire time. But, you know, we could still improve this. If we go back to where we zoom in, Kirstie does kind of move out of shot. I wouldn't want her head out of shot, for instance. So what we can do is we can add another keyframe here where we just change the position. We can just bring it down. And now the result should be that as we zoom in, the camera pans up to Kirstie and we get the final dramatic result we really wanted. You've moved the motion from one camera onto your clip and created a far more dramatic shot in the process.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Now, even if you've been living under a rock for the last couple of weeks, you should know that we just released HitFilm 4 Express. It's awesome and it's completely free. Do remember to subscribe to our channel if you like what we make, or talk to us in the comments below. Bye. We're going to VidCon. Are you going to VidCon? It's going to be awesome. Be sure to check out their website and let us know if you're going.